question we're asking tonight. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1. On the other side, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Newshour Knockout. Tonight, we will have a no-holds-barred combat between AIMIM's Varis Pathan and BJP's Gaurav Bhatia on the Waqf reforms. Union Home Minister Amit Shah's winter session declaration on the passage of the Waqf Amendment Bill has triggered a barrage of ballistic reactions from the opposition, which has been calling this bold reform anti-Muslim and anti-constitutional. So who's misleading and provoking a particular community on the Waqf issue? But before that, let's listen in to what Amit Shah had to say.
और ये वक्फ बोर्ड का जो कानून है, ये वक्फ बोर्ड के कानून से बहुत परेशानी है ना। एक कानून को एक शीत सत्र में हम सुधार कर सीधा करने का काम कर देंगे।
Well, this is the Newshour knockout round, and in round 1, Varis Pathan taking on Gaurav Bhatia. My first question goes on to Varis Pathan. Is Owaisi Sahab, Varis Pathan, joining Zakir Naik's playbook? Because Zakir Naik, who is currently in Pakistan, says what Mr. Owaisi is saying. So is this the same playbook that both are using?
Well, we are following the constitution and making our point as per the constitution. We live in India and we follow the rule of law. Now coming back to the Waqf thing, the Waqf Amendment Bill was introduced in the parliament. Objections were read, debate took place, and after that a JPC was formed. Now every day I think JPC meetings are taking place everywhere in the country. We are submitting our documents, everybody is submitting the objections. Even the All India Muslim Personal Law Board issued a QR code that those who want to raise objection, 15 days time was given, they can raise, and crores of people have raised objection that the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 is per se illegal. It is against the Constitution, Article 26, 29. And why? There are amendments. If Navika, you go to see, you will be shocked and surprised that there is a one amendment which says that the Waqf can be given only by practicing Muslims of 5 years. Now, who comes to know? How do you say that he is a practicing Muslim? Whether he's a five-time person who's praying 5 times, or whether he's got a beard or a skull. So how do you recognize? And who are you to claim that who is a practicing Muslim or is not a practicing Muslim? That person cannot. Secondly, the government is spreading lies and canards, and a propaganda is being spread that the Waqf property is more than 9 lakh acres in the country. That 9 lakh acres is in 32 states. But let me remind Modi that in Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana and Orissa, only these 14 states, there are 13 Hindu endowment boards where the property is more than 10 lakh acres. What about them? There you don't implement any law. The intentions of the Modi government and the BJP is totally clear that they want to usurp up the property belonging to the Muslims, and they have a malified intention. These are the property which are given
malified intentions. Well. Let me get in Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia, I want to read out. Zakir Naik says the Waqf bill is anti-Islamic, anti-Muslim coalition government which is trying to usurp the properties of the Muslims. And look what Owaisi Saab says. He says, Masjid Darul Jamia Inamia has been demolished even though no permission existed even for the houses around it. Matlab, masjid doesn't have permission is not something that bothers him. He's talking about the houses which do not have permission. Isn't this out of the playbook of Zakir Naik himself?
First of all, Mr. Zakir Naik is a person who will be brought back to India, and he will be tried, he'll be behind bars. That day will also come, and he has no business to speak in our internal matters. But on the Waqf board, let me start by saying, one, the constitution allows an elected government to make changes to an act that was brought in 1995, Navika, due to the appeasement politics of the Congress party. And why it is unconstitutional and discriminatory, I will highlight. And that is the reason when a change is imperative and it is required. One, the act says no one can file a suit and only the Waqf board will decide. Suit is a remedy available to every citizen, and for properties owned by the devotees of other religions, there is no such concept of Waqf board. Then why is the remedy of suit taken away from the citizens? Second, it can't be arbitrary because we are all equal citizens. They hold the constitution. They should know there will be no discrimination on the basis of religion, caste, place of birth, gender. Then why this discrimination? Second, there is a very famous principle in law. Nobody would be a judge in their own cause. But in the case of the current Waqf boards, only Muslim members are part of the Waqf board. And if a Hindu also says that I have all the papers to show that this property belongs to me, it would go before the Waqf board, which is led by all Muslims. How would he get justice? And is it not a case where they are being a judge in their own cause? And I will cite you an example which would show you how it has been used in the past and to the disadvantage of the Hindus. There is a village, it's a village in Tamil Nadu, and in 2022, there was a 15-year-old Sundareshwar temple. But people there realized that, it is a Waqf property because somebody called it a Waqf property. Now they can't file a suit, they will have to go before the Waqf board. And this is about a time when Islam was not even in place. But the Waqf board will decide whether that temple existed or not, that village existed with legal rights or not. So such is the arbitrariness. Now the new law will make sure a few things which are a very welcome change. There will be greater accountability and transparency, one. There will be greater participation of women on Waqf boards. And third, arbitrary exercise of power by Waqf board will be checked. And that is why now the consultation is on. And I am sure that AIMIM, which has Muslimin and is anti-constitution, will give valid reasons for whatever they advocate in the Joint Parliamentary Committee.
Well, round two on the knockout round, I want to ask Waris Pathan. Waris Pathan, Owaisi Sahab said this in August. Today, all Muslims are sad and angry. All Muslims realize that Narendra Modi wants to grab Waqf lands, graveyards and agricultural lands. He is running Waqf in the name of ruining Waqf in the name of protecting it. I want to ask you on round two, vote bank Rajniti. Is this the only reason that you want to stick on to Waqf? Because now, under the Waqf law, you also want to take temples away. Whole villages have been taken away as if Waqf existed even before, Islam existed, and the temples which predate Islam also part of Waqf property?
Well, Navika, do you feel that the Modi government's intentions are clear, that they want to improve the Waqf board, they want to improve the Waqf development, they want to do it? No. Their intentions are per se malefic. They want to usurp up the properties. Let me tell you one glaring example. There is a paragraph 3, amendment 3 of the Constitution, in the amendment which they have put, since 1995, Navika, there is a Waqf by user. Now, as per this law, Waqf by user means if somebody is praying there, it becomes a masjid, it becomes their property. Now they want to change that. The Waqf by user, they will be taking away that property as well. So their intention, which I say, and why do they want to get it when Waqf Act 1995 is already into existence, when it was already amended in 2013? Why do they want to get it? Why do they want to usurp the property belonging to the Muslims? These are given as charity for the purposes of our orphanage. They want to usurp our masjid. They want to take our orphanages. They want to take our graveyards under the garb of a new amendment bill. And that is why crores of Muslims have registered their submissions, their objections before the All India Muslim Personal Law Board also. And when the JPC committee meetings have been taken place every day, I don't think Gaurav Bhatia knows about that what objections are going on there and what are the reasons for these objections being taken out there. And there are valid reasons to see to it that this kind of things don't happen. You cannot take away. There are Hindu Endowment Board. How many Muslims are there in the Hindu Endowment Board? No. If you cannot enter a Muslim into a Hindu Endowment Board, why Modi wants to poke his nose into the Muslim matters? Why?
The Hindu endowment boards are deciding. None of the Hindu endowment boards are deciding on any issues of land. None of them are
There are
deciding
not-
any issues of land. So why are you comparing the Hindu Endowment Board to the Waqf Board, which has quasi-judicial powers? But at least
Why should I
you're
not-
admitting that there is consultation that is going on in
why
the
should I-
JPC. But
there's a Waqf
Gaurav
Board.
Bhatia, please
There's a Waqf
respond.
tribunal.
Please respond to Waris Pathan.
Yes.
See, the most important principle that I wish to reiterate here, India will be governed by the Constitution of India, not by Shariat law. And if they talk about the 1995 Act of
Follow the
Waqf, which I have
Constitution.
already stated was a result of appeasement politics of the Congress, it is the duty of the AIMIM spokesperson to tell whether Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi was right when he infamously, Navika, said, मुसलमानों की बर्बादी के कानून बनते हैं भारत की संसद में. Laws of destruction for the Muslim community are enacted in the Parliament of India. So I want to ask, अगर ऐसा है तो फिर तो 1995 Act को जाना चाहिए. Second, look at the irony. You know, 1995 this act came, 29 years, according to Waris Pathan, they have been praying in mosque, and that can't be changed, it is permanent. But I cited an example that a 1500-year-old temple where the devotees have been praying has been converted to Waqf land. He has nothing to say. So this is the respect they have for the majority Hindus of the country, that they want to bulldoze in the garb of minority rights.
Allow me,
Third,
Navika.
the existing 1995 Act is itself arbitrary. I'll tell you the reason. There is a Limitation Act which prescribes a limit for every legal action that has to be taken. But under the Waqf Act, Section 107, which Waris Pathan probably would not have read, the Limitation Act doesn't apply. Why? It has to apply. You can't just get up one day and say that no, this is a
I will
Waqf
explain to
property.
you.
There has to
Don't
be
spread lies
limitation
and
like any
canards.
other property. Please don't speak in
Okay.
between. Navika, this is not
You
done.
want us to,
Please ask him to be quiet.
documents pertaining to 400
Please ask
years
him to be
back.
quiet.
Navika,
Navika, this is
Yes,
not done.
complete your point,
I
Gaurav
will be
Bhatia.
quiet.
Waris
I'll be
Pathan,
30
in
seconds,
your turn.
5
Gaurav Bhatia, complete your point. Waris Pathan after that.
Yes, now. I object to the line when he said Modi ji pokes his nose in Muslim matters. Please don't forget, Muslims are our brothers and sisters, and they have also the right but to be governed under the constitution. As the Prime Minister, our law applies to all citizens equally irrespective of the religion. And when you try to see religion in, criminalizing triple talaq laws, that is appeasement politics. When you see religion in CAA and you mislead the Muslim to say you lose your citizenship, and not a single Muslim has lost his citizenship after the implementation of the CAA, it is appeasement politics. When you oppose the NRC, which is in the statute book and is in the interest of the country, that is
Okay.
appeasement politics. And last but not the least, hijab in schools. Schools should be uniform and they should be disciplined.
No, that's
But you
another
people
debate.
want
Let's
even
stick to
the
the Waqf
female
debate. Let's
from the
not go to
Muslim
the
community
hijab debate.
to
But let me
remain
get in Waris Pathan. Waris Pathan,
giving
you
examples,
raised the
Navika,
issue of the Hindu endowment boards. I want to ask you, and this is round number 3. Why can't Muslims be ruled by the same land laws? No Hindu endowment board can actually decide on any land disputes. Why should Waqf decide on land disputes? Please give me a reason by the constitution why.
Okay. I will answer to all your queries, Navika. Just now, my learned friend Gaurav Bhatia was just talking about the constitution, and he says he's practicing in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court had said, once a Waqf, always a Waqf. What will you do about that? Can you change that? No, you cannot change. Now you said that when I said Modi has said this, so you said no, Modi take care of the Muslim brothers and sisters. Sir, Muslim brothers and sisters are every day being abused by the right wingers, and Modi is silent. Modi said sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas. During the triple talaq, Modi said Muslim women are my sisters. What happened to that? The sisters are being abused every day. Your trolls are abusing them every day on the TV or mobile everywhere. Why don't you take steps to ensure their safety? Nothing.
this
You
on
you
Waqf
just give jumlas, come on the national TV, and you are just making such kind of baseless statements. Allow me to make my point. Now coming back to Navika Constitution, what does the Constitution say? Equality. Are these laws applicable to the Hindu Endowment Act? Huh? Will any Muslim be allowed in the Hindu Endowment Board? Then why do Modi wants to interfere with the Muslim Waqf Board? Why does he want Muslims to enter into the Muslim enter into the Muslim Waqf Board or a Waqf Tribunal? Why? Is this not discrimination? Is this not against the Constitution? And learned friend Gaurav Bhatia, kindly read the Constitution. Constitution speaks about equality. You have to see that everything is equal. Here only you are trying arbitrarily. You want to see to it that only you enter into the Waqf Board, you take away the rights of the Waqf Tribunal, take away the rights of the Waqf Board, and you want to have supremacy over there. Now the collector will decide this. Collector and the SDM are they the workers of the government. They are working for the government. Which is collector or the SDM will go against the government while submitting the report. So definitely there is something fishy to it, and that is why that is why JPC
What's
is
fishy,
involved.
Gaurav
That is why
Bhatia?
objections
Please respond to Varis Pathan. What's fishy that he's finding fishy in this?
Everything, are their intentions, everything. They want to usurp our work property. They want to usurp the property which is belonging to
आप
our
मंदिर ले ले तो ठीक है, आप मंदिर ले ले तो ठीक है, लेकिन कोई सवाल नहीं उठा सकता. गौरव भाटिया, प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड.
कौन सा ले लिया? हमारी मस्जिद तो ले लिया ना आपने. अरे हमारी एक बाबरी मस्जिद को तो
नाविका
आपने
one by
शहीद
one.
कर दिया ना धोखे से. अब दूसरी मस्जिद को हम
आप
नहीं लेने
शांत तो
देंगे इस
करा
तरह की
दीजिए.
झांसे से. हम लड़ेंगे संविधान के दायरे में, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के कायदे कानून को फॉलो
Can
करते हुए
I now make
लड़ेंगे.
my
आप बताओ ना मेरे को, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला वन सबक ऑलवेज सबक, उसको आप क्या करने वाले? हटा देंगे क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट?
ओके, गौरव भाटिया.
नाविका सुनेंगे तो बताऊंगा ना. विद्यार्थी को शांत भी तो होना पड़ता है, तभी तो टीचर पढ़ा पाता है. टीचर तो तभी पढ़ा पाएगा जब विद्यार्थी शांत होगा. सुनिए तो पढ़ाऊंगा.
वो तो मैं टीचर ने आपको सीखा, इतना बड़ा लेसन दिया, आप जवाब.
First he said once a Waqf board.
अरे तुम जिस स्कूल में पढ़ते थे वहां के हेडमास्टर को मैं पढ़ाता था यार. आगे बोलो.
Navika, can you be quiet? You will have to moderate the debate.
Go on.
I don't think he practices as an advocate, and that is why the lack of knowledge on legal affairs. So he raised the point, once a Waqf, always
that
a
can be
Waqf.
seen from the words which are
The
said by a
Supreme Court had
spokesperson.
made this comment while. Can he be quiet, Navika? Please. So Supreme Court had made that observation, keeping in mind the interpretation as the Waqf Act of 1995 exists as of now. But the Parliament has the power to amend, even repeal and enact again a new Waqf Act. And once that act comes into place, the Supreme Court will interpret that new act. So this once a Waqf, always a Waqf, and it is for perpetuity argument will not hold any ground. Second, Hindu Endowment Board. Do you know, Navika, donations are made to Hindu temples, and these donations are then also passed on to the government of the respective state, and these donations are used for welfare, social welfare schemes, for education, for health, irrespective of the religion of the citizen. That is not the case in Waqf Board. Second, donations, he was talking about equality. I just demonstrated on your program, Limitation Act will not apply. Only Muslim members in the Waqf Board will decide over even Hindu properties if claimed to be Waqf properties. This itself is discriminatory. Does any other religion has a similar board which can decide the title rights
That is
of a
where
property?
the inequality
answer is
comes
no.
in. No other religion has any boards of this kind. And Varis Pathan, that brings me to the final round on the News Hour tonight in the knockout punch. And I want to ask you, Varis Pathan, अब तक तो कहते थे 240 U-turn सरकार. Now, when these reforms are coming and Home Minister has clearly stated that winter session में ये bill pass होगा, अब तो मुबारकबाद दे दीजिए. It's a strong सरकार. It will bring not only the Waqf bill, it will also bring in one nation, one election, probably UCC.
Well, the Home Minister is insulting the JPC formed by their own government. When he knows very well that the JPC is formed, where the committee is formed, and every day they are moving in all different parts of the country, holding meetings with the stakeholders, everybody is filing their objection, and in the meantime he goes in Haryana and the election campaign, and he says that in the winter session we will introduce the bill and we will see to it that the bill is passed. How? Then why did you form the JPC if you were so much confident confident. And let me tell you, Navigal, this is the U-turn Sarkar. Already the farmers' law bill that was introduced was taken back. And I am sure and confident that this Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 will also fail on the floor of the parliament. They won't get that support because every individual of the country, every parliamentarian knows that this law is against the constitution.
Navika, very
This law is
interesting
intended
point I will
with the bona fide
make.
intention to-
Short of time, 30 seconds. Gaurav Bhatia, please respond.
This is very, very clear. What was the use of JPC then?
Only 30 seconds. My learned friend, who is not a practicing lawyer, spoke about Article 25, 26, 29 of the Constitution protecting the right. He must read the judgment of the Supreme Court in Brahmachari versus State of West Bengal, where the Supreme Court held Waqf Board does not fall within the purview of Article 25 and 26. So that makes it clear it's a statutory right. Statutes can be amended, and for the betterment of the country, to ensure there is equality, it will be amended.
Well, is this a decisive government with the deadline being set by Home Minister himself? And is Asaduddin Owaisi playing out of the playbook of Zakir Naik? Those are the questions. That was the News Hour knockout round. Well, who won? Who lost? We're waiting for your views. Please vote. We'll be back tomorrow with the results. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining me on the News Hour. And thank you, Gaurav Bhatia and Baris Pathan, for joining the knockout round.
You were watching the News Hour at 9. Stay tuned.